Everyone, this is Michelle Wedderts, and I'm here with you on the Hip Kit Club YouTube channel, and I am going to share with you a quick and easy pocket page that I put together using the December kits from Hip Kit. So what I have here first is sort of a mixed page. For some reason, I didn't have very many November pages, so this pocket page is going to be a combination of November and December. Now I've already, most of my scrapbook pages, I have a pocket page on one side and then a traditional layout on the other side. I do the traditional layout first and then I put my pocket page together. That way I can pull the colors and the embellishments that I use. I can make them somewhat match the traditional layout. And so I do the traditional layout first. That way I can have more freedom with products that I choose. Now, you can see I have a little sticky in that top left pocket, the 4x6 one, and that is how I mark all my pages, how I organize my albums when I print pictures. So you can see on this opposite side is a Halloween page, which I have not gotten to yet, but I will shortly because I have that on my list for pages I want to work on this month. So I'm going to go ahead and I pulled all my photos out and then I'm going to place them back in. When I originally put my photos in, after I get them back from Walgreens, which is where I get most of my photos printed from, I place them in the pockets, but sometimes I'll rearrange them. But for this one, I am keeping them as I already had them organized. So most of the time, when I do this sort of configuration of pockets, which is a 9x12. Got two 4x6s and the rest are 3x4 photos. I usually like to have one of those 4x6s with the pockets. I think it just kind of helps keep the page a little bit more balanced. But I didn't do it for this one because for some reason or another, I just didn't take any landscape photos. So I'm going to work with what I have. But luckily in the December Hip Kit PL kit, we had a really great assortment of 4x6 cards that I'm going to use. Now, a little problem I had when it wasn't really a problem, it was more of a challenge because I did include some November pictures, specifically that pumpkin picture up there. It kind of throws my whole color scheme off in regards to my photos. And because the kit is, it's a Christmas, it's a holiday kit, it doesn't look like it's going to go with my picture of my daughter holding a pumpkin, but it will work out. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So for the top pocket, which is going to be next to the picture of my daughter with a pumpkin, I went ahead and put a 4x6 card that was just red and pink and white and went ahead and did my journaling there in the corner of that. I love it when I get cards that have like a neat little configuration like that because it's an easy spot to put some journaling, and that's where I went and put that. Now, because December technically starts with those bottom two photos, the last two of my daughter and her jammies and the picture of my daughters with Santa Claus, I went ahead and used that December memories card. That way there is a clear sort of mark that I am switching months right there. I normally don't do that. I'm very strict with myself about having only a certain month on a certain page, but this time I had to make I had to go outside my little rigid rules I have there and combine a few months. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and find some embellishing for the bottom 4x6 card. It already has a lot of stuff on it. It's got a big title. I've got lots of journaling on there. But I'm going to go ahead and look around and find something to fill that bottom corner, the bottom right corner. There's some white space there, and I think that would be a good spot for me to add some die cuts from the kits and maybe some stickers. So normally I usually stitch through all of my cards, and I can't do that because I somehow broke my machine. I'm not sure how I did that. And I actually was going to go and fix it, and I YouTubed it and everything, and then I got in there and I was like, oh no, I can't do this. There's too many wires. So a lot of my pages are at this point lacking stitching, but I'll go ahead and run them through the machine later. I actually went and did one page hand stitching, and it was too much. So I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that until my machine is fixed. And had I had my machine, I would have stitched through the December on that bottom card just to give it a little bit more texture. And on that the top 4x6 card, I probably would have stitched through diagonally. So that is where I've got that going in my mind right now, but I will not be able to do that until a little bit later. So luckily in the kits this month, we had a huge variety of embellishments. And as you can tell, it has taken me a little while to go through and decide what I want to use. I've got lots of options in the kits. We have lots of puffy stickers. We had an assortment, a couple different packages. If I did the scrapbook embellishment and the PL kit, so I had quite a range of embellishments to go through, and I rarely limit myself to a certain kit when I make my project, so that's why it has taken me a little while. I'm looking for something that's not too big. I'm also looking for something that is going to fit my color scheme. I have my accompanying or the traditional layout over to my right. You can't see it, but I can see it, and so I'm trying to pull colors from that to kind of make those pages blend a little bit better together. It doesn't need to be matchy-matchy, but I do like to have them coordinate is the word I am looking for. So because of my other layout, I have a lot of green. That's why I went through and ended up choosing that green puffy sticker. It's got a phrase on it. And so I'm going to go ahead and put that little present down, which is a die cut. And I've glued it down, but I'm going to go ahead and take my tiny attacher and stitch or staple that down, just so even though it's glued, I'm going to staple it also, but it's just mostly for looks. That's a good thing that you could do when you are doing the finishing touches on your layouts. It's always a nice little touch to add a little staple or stitching, depending on what you have and is available to use, or you can use a combination of all of them. So that's something I will do at the end of when I finish a page or a card. I'll go around and say, hey, what can I staple? And I actually love my little staple. So for this top this top 4x6 card, I'm going to go ahead and create my title. I'm going to do that with a chipboard, the navy chipboard that is in the main scrapbook kit for December. I'm going to go ahead and choose my title. My initial thought was to do Murray Farms because that's where we went on that day to get the pumpkins. But I'm going to go ahead and you'll see that I will end up changing my title around to saying just field trip. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with 2 separate alphas. I went ahead and chose a smaller alpha in the color green that comes with the PL kit. That kit came with a set of smaller alphas, and they were in 4 different colors. And so I chose green because I wanted to bring more green into this layout to balance out the 2 pages. And when I do get my sewing machine back, I'm going to go ahead and stitch through at least one of those alphas just to kind of keep them on there better, but also just because that is how I like it. So as you can see here, I am working on possibly adding more embellishments to the pictures. I've already done one, the picture of my daughter. I used an epoxy circle sticker. But as I'm playing around here, I really think that my pictures are kind of really busy. So I don't want to go ahead and add any more busyness to that. So I think at this point I am done. I think I'm going to go ahead and add one more sticker on top of the green puffy sticker that I have on the bottom 4x6 card. The kits came with this really cool sheet of word phrases and statements, and it's on clear. It's just black lettering on clear. So I'm going to go ahead and stack that right on top of that green puffy sticker there. So thanks for watching today. Have a happy weekend.